In this video, we will introduce the prep for API SIRE Source Inspector rotating equipment. Understanding API SIRE Source Inspector rotating equipment. Roles and responsibilities of a certified SIRE inspector. Career benefits of API SIRE certification. API SIRE exam format breakdown. Who should take the API SIRE exam? API SIRE exam key topics. Effective preparation strategy. 1. During a factory acceptance test, FAT, for a centrifugal pump, it was observed that the pump was vibrating at higher amplitudes than specified. Upon investigation, it was determined that the misalignment between the motor and the pump was the cause. As a source inspector, what should be your next step to ensure the issue is resolved properly before acceptance? A. Recommend stopping the test and ask the vendor to realign the equipment. B. Document the issue and proceed with the test to analyze other parameters. C. Request recalibration of the vibration sensors. D. Approve the equipment as it is, since misalignment is a minor issue. E. Suggest replacing the motor with a new one immediately. F. Insist on proceeding with the test to check if the issue resolves itself. 2. Which of the following strategies is most effective in minimizing erosion in rotating equipment used in slurry pumping applications? A. Reducing the slurry concentration. B. Applying thermal insulation to the pump casing. C. Installing vibration dampeners. D. Increasing the rotational speed of the pump. E. Using harder materials for the pump components. F. Increasing the diameter of the impeller. 3. During a routine inspection closeout for a high-speed turbine, the source inspector notices that one of the components was replaced with an alternative part not originally specified in the design. This part has a slightly different specification but is claimed to be equivalent by the supplier. The inspector is required to document this deviation before finalizing the inspection report. What is the most appropriate action for the inspector to take to ensure compliance with the API SIRE guidelines? A. Document the deviation and proceed without further action. B. Accept the component if the supplier provides a verbal assurance. C. Ignore the discrepancy if the turbine passed the functional tests. D. Request and review a formal deviation approval from engineering. E. Reject the part immediately and request the original component. F. Replace the part if it is not visually identical to the original. 4. Which of the following best describes the role of a source inspector during a witness point inspection for rotating equipment? A. Perform a detailed dimensional analysis. B. Authorize continuation of work without further checks. C. Observe and ensure adherence to specified procedures. D. Conduct a final acceptance test. E. Directly manage the equipment installation process. F. Verify documentation accuracy and completeness. 5. Which of the following is the most important step in reducing the risk of bearing failure in rotating equipment? A. Regularly replacing bearings. B. Increasing operational speed. C. Installing larger bearings. D. Implementing a robust lubrication management program. E. Reducing operational load. F. Using a higher viscosity lubricant. 6. When completing an inspection closeout, the source inspector must ensure that all discrepancies noted during the inspection are documented in the underscore, blank. A. Non-conformance report, NCR. B. Inspection and test plan, ITP. C. Quality assurance plan, QAP. D. Purchase order, PO. E. Engineering change notice, ECN. F. Material test report, MTR. 7. During the final assembly of a centrifugal pump, a source inspector notices that the alignment check between the pump and the driver is not within the specified tolerance. The equipment was previously aligned, but some adjustments were necessary to accommodate thermal expansion. Considering the fabrication and assembly stages, what steps should the inspector prioritize to ensure compliance with the alignment criteria before commissioning? A. Perform vibration analysis to detect imbalance issues. B. Reassess the foundation's structural integrity. C. Conduct a realignment check after the system reaches operating temperature. D. Add additional shims to correct misalignment. E. Increase the bolt torque to maintain alignment. F. Request a redesign of the coupling system. Effective preparation strategy. 9. In a risk-based inspection framework for rotating equipment, the likelihood of failure and the consequence of failure are both equally important factors in determining inspection intervals. A. False. B. True. 10. You are tasked with reviewing the documentation for a centrifugal pump before conducting an inspection. During the review, you notice that the material test reports, MTRs, for the impeller are missing, and the heat treatment records indicate a discrepancy in the temperature range used. Additionally, the manufacturer's data report does not include the correct serial number for the components. Considering these issues, what should be your immediate course of action before proceeding with the inspection? A. Ignore the discrepancies if the equipment passed previous inspections. B. Proceeding with the inspection, documenting discrepancies in the inspection report. C. Cancel the inspection and report the issues to the client immediately. D. Conduct a physical inspection and address documentation issues later. E. Request the missing MTRs and verify the heat treatment records before continuing. F. Approve the pump conditionally, pending documentation corrections. Check the correct answers for each question. Subscribe PassCert for more IT exam prep.